Good morning. Let me get my hair all fixed. It's a nasty day here, I'm telling you. It is really nasty outside. We've had, 3/4 of an inch of rain overnight, and it is just terrible outside, and it's cool. So that's not fun either. Hey Karen, hey Amarillo, Texas. Hey Melanie from Mayfield. That's where my granny lives and my cousins. Anyway, we got lots to talk about because I'm going to discuss some things that you may not understand. And I only have on one earring. Look at this. Hey, I'm the queen. I don't know where my other earring is. It wasn't in the bathroom this morning. Well, now, I'm missing an earring. That's perfection. I'm going to be a pirate today. Look here. I'm going to let go of my perfectionism like crazy. Isn't this funny? Funny, funny, funny. I'm a perfectionist. I admit it. My name is Marla, and I'm a perfectionist. Yeah, that's probably, we need to develop a 12-step program for perfectionism, because perfectionism is killing us. It's why our houses are a mess. And some of you say, well, that can't be, because if I were a perfectionist, my house would be clean. Well, let me tell you what's going on here. Let me tell you. There is a line in the sand. See this line? This line in the sand. And it's perfectionism. Plain and simple. Line in the sand is perfectionism. And for the born organized person, they get up to that perfectionism line in the sand and they go overboard. They want to be perfect. You've been there. I mean, all of us have been there. They want everything to be perfect. Well, guess what? Nothing is. Nothing ever is. But they want it to be perfect, so they go overboard. And in the process, drive everybody nuts with their perfectionism. Now, the sidetracked person who automatically thinks the whole world is against them, the sidetracked person gets up to that line in the sand, gets up to the line in the sand, and says, well, I can't do it perfect, so why even bother? Why even bother? So they back away from that line, and everything goes to hell in a handbasket because they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. They're just immobilized by this perfectionism. My little old grandmother, she was a perfectionist. And I think that's the reason that my mother never really learned to be a housekeeper of any sort of fashion. She never learned it. Never ever learned to do anything, because what happened was Granny could just do it faster than having Mother to do it. And I think eventually Mother realized that if she did anything, she had to do it wrong, so Granny would take it back and do it. But guess what? Housework done incorrectly still blesses your family. It really does. So we have to learn to let go of our perfectionism. I have been writing to fly babies for almost 20 years. And guess what? There is an area of my life that I'm not good at. And that saddens me to say that. But when spelling genes were handed out, I was behind the door. I was behind the door. I I have a problem spelling most everything. I don't know what it is. My sister and I both have the same problem. I don't know if it was the schools we were raised in. Don't know what it is and don't care. Because that's not my talent. My talent is writing. My talent is motivation. My talent is loving you. Spelling in one of them. And I can't find a misspelled word most of the time. I don't see them. Because I have let go of my perfectionism. Now, if word or something shows me a misspelled word, then it brings it to my attention. But sometimes I miss those. There are words that are spelled correctly but are not proper. Like your and your, you are. So there are lots of little things that I make mistakes on every single day. And I am thankful for those mistakes because they help me to realize how much help you need. Just this morning, we got an email from someone who was complaining about my spelling. Now, let me warn you. Sometimes I misspell words on purpose. So I can catch you in your perfectionism. I don't do it often, but sometimes they just happen. And this misspelled word had been in our flight plan for the last 4 days. Imagine that. Imagine that. Now, I can fix it now. And I am thankful that they bring things to my attention because I can fix them. But when it goes out into an email that's a one-time email, the flight plan gets copied over and over for the whole month. And different things get changed inside of it. But I made a mistake spelling. And instead of seeing the whole flight plan, this one person focused on my one mistake. One mistake. There were really 2 in there. But one mistake they focused on. And in the time it took her to send the email complaining about that one thing, she could have been doing other things in her house. So when you notice a misspelled word, you need to ask yourself, is this worth me thinking about? Because you got to set your priorities. I was getting ready to do a show a few minutes ago, and I got an email from my doctor. Now, doing a show is always a priority for me, but I come first. I'm going to be honest with you. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And if you're so busy harping on one spelling mistake that anybody could make because we're typing fast, one spelling mistake, then you're a perfectionist. If you refold towels, you're a perfectionist. If you rearrange Christmas ornaments on the Christmas tree when your children have carefully placed them there, you're a perfectionist. So I got an email from my doctor, and she said that my blood pressure medicine had been recalled. It had some potential cancer-causing agent in it, and it was recalled. So I took care of everything I needed to take care of to send her back the proper information because she had filled my medication. And I have a 180-day supply of it. So I sent her the lot number, I sent her the manufacturer, and I sent her the expiration date. So folks, that was a priority for me. But you're my priority too. Not everything can be a priority, But my focus is you. So I took care of that first because that was what needed to be done. I needed to send her those things so she can get my prescription in the mail. And I am asking God to protect me from anything I may have taken that may be cancer causing. But hey, I don't smoke, and I'm going to be fine. I am going to be fine. I'm looking at me with one earring. Just one earring. It's killing me. I'm telling you, it's killing me. Killing me. Because I want to go get the other earring. It's on, I think it is on my, by my computer. So folks, perfectionism is a terrible way to live. Being a perfectionist. It makes you uneasy about everything. I'm going to talk about calendars now and tell you my history of calendars. Now, many years ago, I loved Rita Davenport, and she used a certain type of day timer. And that day timer was, it was just her Bible for her day. And you opened it up, and it was all these little books and things, and it cost a lot of money. It cost a whole lot of money. Well, my doctor just sent me an email. She says, nope, you're good. So, see, I had faith, and there you have it. So, using a calendar, so I bought this system. It was $200 back when a time when $200 was huge. And it just didn't work for me. It didn't work. Number one, I hated my handwriting. Imagine that. You didn't want to write on a calendar because you didn't like your handwriting. Is that perfectionism? And then I got one of those giveaway fold up little calendars that are about like this that go in your purse. And it was too little, so I couldn't write on it. And then I thought, well, what can I do? I need a calendar that works. And we finally developed our calendar. We started this calendar. And at first I kept it laying on my kitchen counter. Not this calendar, but something similar. I had it laying on my kitchen counter right beside my control journal. So I could check my calendar before I picked out my clothes the night before. Now we have a system, a wonderful system, that you need to know what your appointment is for tomorrow so you know what clothes to lay out. And our calendar is large enough, has large enough spaces to be able to write things on. And if you get some 80 to a sheet address labels, if you mess up, you can put an address label over things. And I like to color code these address labels. So you see, it's not, our perfectionism gets in the way of us utilizing tools that can get rid of the chaos in our lives. Because we're perfectionists. So we have to stop this. It's all I can do, y'all, to not get up and go in there and find my earring. And I know that urge to shoot off that email and to tell somebody they're a terrible speller, that's hurtful. I haven't asked you to edit my work. I can fix things on the website. Once an email goes out, it's done. My perfectionism gets in the way of things. If I allowed my perfectionism to stop me from writing because I misspelled stupid words, where would you be right now? Where would you be? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We all have different talents. Now, if you're my editor and you're copy editing my new book, The Chaos Cure, I want you to be a perfectionist. I really want you to be a perfectionist. But I'm not an editor. As I told the editor that was doing the copy editing, she says, well, if you find any mistakes, send to her. I said, I'm not going to find any mistakes. I had to let Sister Patty do it and Kathy, who are both, they can both, well, Patty can't spell very well, but she can find, she's like me, but Kathy can spell. And Kathy went over it, and Tammy went over it, and they didn't find any problems. But I couldn't do it. And I explained to her, I can't do it. It's not in my talent stack. And she said, I totally understand. Because writing is not in my talent stack. We have an opportunity here to get rid of the clutter in our lives. And the clutter is up here. And it's called perfectionism. And that perfectionism stops us dead in our tracks. Dead in our tracks. Because we can't get past it until we do something about it. But what can you do? You can't fix my misspelled word. All you can do is rag on me about it. Which could hurt my feelings, but I'm tough when it comes that way. I don't know what my sister's telling me. I don't have a clue. But when you recognize you have a problem with something, one little thing, if it's misspelled words, if it's refolding towels, if it's scrubbing the grout in your bathroom for hours, that's perfectionism. Slowly reading my new book. Oh, thank you. We have to let go of this perfectionism. When we recognize it, when I first recognized my perfectionism, it was in 1992. And I thought, I can't be a perfectionist. I make too many mistakes. And I was a stained glass artist back then. And I made a living doing stained glass. And I would work so hard, continuously. I would get about 4 hours sleep and get up and start working again. And I would make myself sick because of my perfectionism. If I messed up on something, I would work at it for hours trying to fix it. And when I got through with this one piece, it was like 800 pieces, and it was a 4-foot by 6-foot window. No, it was a 3-foot by 4-foot window. And I was in the bed for 3 weeks afterwards. 3 weeks afterwards. Because of my perfectionism. And that's when I realized I have to make a mistake in everything. So my signature on my pieces of stained glass were a reverse piece of glass, and only a stained glass artist understands that. But glass has a right side and a wrong side. And I would cut one piece out that was the wrong side of glass. We have to let go of our perfectionism, or we're going to be paralyzed for the rest of our lives. And you're going to ruin the lives of everybody around you. Do you want to be isolated in your old age because you're a perfectionist and nobody wants to be around you? I don't think so. So you have got to get a handle on this perfectionism, or you're going to push everybody away from you. You're going to be lonely. Do you want to be lonely with all you got is perfectionism? I read an op-ed article yesterday about, it was a verbatim interview with a feminist. Now, I'm all for women doing whatever they need to do for themselves, but I was told by a feminist a long time ago that choosing to take care of your home and to have children and be a mother, that was just as much a choice of feminism as anything. And she was one of the original feminists. She really was. She helped get the vote out and all kinds of stuff. I went to her house and helped her declutter once upon a time for a show. And she just laid it all out for me. And this woman, in her feminism, her perfectionism of being a woman, was lonely. She didn't have children. She didn't have a husband. She didn't have a family. It was just her and her cats. And she said she was lied to. We all deserve to have a home that blesses us. And if our perfectionism keeps us from doing anything, we've got to stop that. We have got to stop that. Jenny, I hope the flooding doesn't come our way. The flooding is bad. I don't know if it's, but we've had a lot of rain, a lot of trees down. Thank you, Heather. So, folks, please let go of your perfectionism. Hey! Let go of it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, I've been called bossy. But I don't correct people unless they tell me that I can. Like, I'll ask Liz, can I help you learn something? I've noticed something that might be good for you. And she says, yes, I want to learn something new. And so I teach her things. I teach you things. But I don't do it in a hurtful, rude way. So when you find a mistake in one of my messages that's gone out, you better be careful. Because when you find that mistake and you want to shoot off that email, it could be a trap. It could be a trap. I have a little pillow that goes on my bed along with my other decorative pillows, which that's a chapter in the book, Pillows 101. And it says, I'm not bossy, I just have better ideas. You come to me wanting help. That is the first clue that you've asked for my opinion. But perfectionism is what is stopping us. Get a handle on it, and you're going to see a change in your life. But you may be so far from perfect. You might be so far from perfect, but that's the problem. You don't think you can ever live up to it, so you back away from the line. Or if you're born organized, you go nuts the other way. So you got to get a handle on this. When you catch yourself, when you catch yourself in a perfectionist phrase or a thought, stop yourself right there. Stop yourself right there. And you can do it. If I can do it, if I can sit here with one earring on and talk to you about perfectionism with one earring, go me. Go me. I love you all. You know, good enough is good enough. Housework done incorrectly still blesses your family. Keep saying that. Because even if the floors aren't done perfectly, you've done them. And it's not going to do any good for me to do my floors today because the dogs are going to be going in and out and traipsing up the floors. And then I'm going to look at them and say, you messed my floor up. If you get mad because somebody puts one dish in your sink, you're a perfectionist. Because it's real easy to put it into the dishwasher for you. And the time it would take to fuss at somebody, you can put it in the dishwasher. So it's Friday. That means get the trash out of your car. And when you get in the habit of doing this, you'll never have much trash in the car. It's clean out our purse day. And it's date night. So what are you doing for date night? I think we're going to build a fire and stay home. I love you all. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. And I'm absolving you of your perfectionism. Get rid of it. Done. Just do something. And I've got 3 days in of 10 times up and down the stairs. Go me again. Bye.